part of the scope.
Oh,
Because we're allowed to do anything that's within the scope, and because we need, in certain climate zones, we have to bury the ductwork now, that is now within the HVAC scope.
oh, so you don't
I
have to
can't do
have.
walls and floors.
Oh, okay, 'cause then we can just.
Right, then I can
Insulation.
have insulation license.
Oh, okay, but you can do that under your 620.
Yeah. And if not, maybe everybody doesn't wanna go buy an insulating blowing machine and deal with that whole thing, just get a relationship going with a company. And the insulation guy.
Those old school machines they're cheap though.
Yeah, I have like an attic cat machine, it's like
Yeah.
$5,000.
Yeah.
That thing's paid for itself 100 times.
Big question for you. It doesn't matter the BTUs whether the heating or cooling, because I mean, there you mostly kind of setting for heating.
Well, this scenario, we just use the math from the attic, so this scenario has nothing to do with whatever the climate zone is. This is just all about standard air conditioning delivery temperature and how hot your attic is. That, you can do the math on any house, right? Yeah, and then if I'm blowing heat, so what happens when one of these things modulates down really slow? Like if it's low, it's gonna, and especially if you have the fan in auto, it's gonna slow the fan down, it's gonna blow the air more slowly through the ducts, and the air is closer to room temperature. So if I've got a bunch of hot air surrounding it in the attic, that's gonna actually warm that air up, so the air is gonna come in and might get warm. If I bury all this stuff, I got a fighting chance to make that happen. Right? If I'm going under the house is always pretty much the same temperature all year round. You never get that much colder, it's like a 50. So, and this helps in the winter time too, because your attic's gonna get warmer, but your attic's not gonna be warm. There's another interesting thing that happens too. So, if I've got, if I've got this much insulation in my attic, which is up to the top of I crawled up in the attic, I can see the top of the attic. Okay, that's an indicator that people need to do some work on their house. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Okay, so if I have, this is R13, let's say, well this is cellulose, so this might be R16 or something. So underneath here is my house, up here is my cold attic in the winter. Okay, with a furnace, if you're blowing out 125-degree air all the time, and your air is more than 25 degrees difference from the room air temperature to the supply air temperature, the air becomes very buoyant. And so you guys heard the term stratification. The hot air stratifies against the ceiling.
Yes.
And so the ceiling gets really hot. So if I've got a cold attic here, and I've got a warm ceiling, this attic is gonna draw the heat out of the house like it's pulling it out with a turkey does. It's gonna suck the heat right out of the house. With a heat pump, I'm heating with air that's much closer to room temperature. If I put the heat pump in right, and ours, we're looking at the floor and the ceiling shouldn't be more than 1.5 degrees more. Right? When my heat pump, when I put one of these in, it's cruising speed, and it's just at thermal equilibrium, my ceiling is 70 degrees, and if I've got R50 in there, my attic has to be 20 degrees before it's gonna pull any heat out. Your attic is never gonna be 20 degrees, folks, I'm counting. Right? That makes sense?
Right.
Right. So I can keep all my heat pump air, all my heat pump heat in the house. I can't do that with a furnace because the ceiling gets too hot and it can overcome it.
It's getting really hot.
Right. So if my ceiling is 90 degrees and I have R50 in the attic, and my attic is 40 degrees, it's gonna start moving heat up. But since I'm heating with a heat pump, my ceiling is never gonna be 90 degrees. Make sense? It's all, this is basic first half of the day building science stuff. So it goes way deeper. You like 3/4 of the day come to the big. Okay. Listen, I know I'm selling the big class like I make money on it. I make